Please lie down onto your back. Separate your heels about hip distance apart. Let your body open to the earth. If you need, make sure your body has some extra covering. If the room feels bright to you, you cover your eyes with a light piece of material, fabric. Slowly begin to shape your breath consciously. Emphasizing diaphragmatic abdominal breathing. The chest is still, the abdomen is soft. Continue to refine the breath. So that it becomes increasingly even and continuous. With no pause after inhale and no pause after exhale. Gradually sense as it's calming your nervous system and soothing the mind, that on a deeper level, the mind is being emptied each time you breathe out. And each time you breathe in, your vital body is receiving nurturance. Just 4 or 5 more rounds. And then allow the breath to return to an involuntary flow. Now just noticing the breath move without any will on your part. And yet you can begin to recognize the subconscious patterning that compels you to breathe the way that you breathe. Is there any rushing? Is there any subtle tension expressed in the breath? Any irregularity or imbalances in the flow of the breath reflect unprocessed thought in the mind. So as you relax, the breath becomes increasingly refined. So does the mind. Please bring your attention, your awareness to your heels, and most specifically to the space or the plane between your heels and whatever they're resting on. So if it's the mat or the floor or a carpet, become aware of that space or plane that is between the heels and whatever they're resting on. Then same at the calves. The mind localizes the calves and what they're resting on, and now your attention enters into that space, that dimension that is neither calf nor floor or mat. Same for the thighs, please, backs of the thighs and whatever they're resting on. Then the buttocks and the floor, the surface they're on. Sense the space between the two. Now the hands and whatever they're resting on. Be aware of the space between the two. If you are starting to experience a sense of floating or a kind of weightlessness, it's very natural. Let it happen. Now between the shoulder blades and the floor. The back of the head and the floor. Now all of these planes at once. Begin to sense a quality of weightlessness. As if the physical body is left behind, subject to gravity and to aging and the pull of earth. And now you move as though awareness is now floating above the body. Even above this building. Sense yourself continuing to float higher. Till eventually you can see the area from a mile or two above it. When I say see, I mean feel, perceive, experience. And now sense yourself beginning to drift through the multitude of clouds in the sky. And each cloud you pass through, you take on its form. Its unique shape. And then a moment later, you're moving through a different cloud, experiencing yourself as its form and shape. No two clouds are identical. Attachment to form, just about the last construct of the mind. So with each successive cloud of changing form, you're moving to the last layers of mind. Now sense yourself dissolving into the infinite horizon. Cloudless. Absolute expanse. And you melt into that absolute, limitless field of being. Resting in pure, limitless being, the breath is the purest wave that rises out of infinite being. slowly begin to float back out from the endless horizon to the clouds, to ever so gently descend from the clouds from on high, slowly down into this locale. And then even to descend into the room and experience this awareness that left the body and now the intent is to return to the body. See, it's almost like a transparent version of you lying down into your body, as though awareness now takes its seat in your heels and your knees, lying down into you, seat, head, fingertips. So now once again, consciousness and physical form have merged, and then slowly start to deepen your breath again. Begin to move your fingers a little bit over your thumbs, your wrists and your ankles around, and then roll over to your right side and hang out there for a little bit. Just allow yourself to adjust, to come back to the body.